Teamsters top boss tries to quell rebellion by Mickey, Goofy. Orlando, Florida. The Teamsters International Brotherhood of Teamsters General President James Hoffa ordered a hearing in Florida last weekend to determine whether leaders should be removed from the local Teamsters union that represents Walt Disney World's costumed character performers, among others. Accusing the local leadership of horrible. Separately, investigators with another, independent Teamsters office already had been investigating allegations that Local 385's leaders had created false records and committed embezzlement and obstruction. Everybody. Clay Jeffries, Local 385's president, didn't respond to an email and phone call seeking comment. In a notice calling for the hearing, Hoffa said he had received credible. Among the complaints was that Local 385 leaders made a deal with Disney World officials to cut out 20 or so workers from being covered by the union. The workers made this. Union members also said Local 385 leaders had been unresponsive to grievances by members who drive trucks for the movie industry, Hoffa said in the notice. The 9,000 members of Local 385 have key roles in Indiana's Central Florida's tourism and transportation industries. About half are the costumed character performers have been Teamsters members since the early 1980s. But almost two-thirds the costumed character performers would. It is uncommon for the International Brotherhood of Teamsters to remove leadership and temporarily take over a local union in what is known as a trusteeship, said Brett Caldwell, Director of Communications for the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. When this happens, a trustee is brought in to run the local union and clean house until elections can be held for new local union leaders. Follow Mike Schneider on Twitter at
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park, pot.